Hello. Sorry about this madness, but would explain it all. 1 minute. I'm going to be joining Zoom, so yeah, 1 minute. Sure. Of
I caught the tail end of yesterday when you popped. Was it yesterday? One day you
oh
did.
yeah,
You
okay, yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I remember now. James, yeah. So, yeah, it's still the same thing that I'm doing, and
yeah.
I'm just today is just maybe a little crazy. With the scalps and additionally with the loss because I took a big loss just by principle of it, but of course was able to make it back. And for me, I do not care win or loss. It's just a trade, and I think like I said, but on the last time I will start from the daily simply because there was something interesting on the daily, and after that, I spent more time on the 1 minute today simply because of that was just what price was presenting. And then I would show what I looked at. This was before market open, before I started trading this, and why I had a big loss, and also how I recovered it. And yeah, but this is just my personal journal. I just make videos of the day to make it easy for myself when I'm reviewing in the future. Okay, so from the daily, I'll go to this chart. At the beginning of the day, when I was looking at the chart, I saw that because if we go by the same principle of expansions that I'm doing mechanically now, of course, this is a bullish expansion. And but this is on the daily. Of course, like I've said, if we have an FEG in it, it's a type 1 for me. Just for differentiation, and I look for the OB. So we had this OB, of course, we've confirmed the OB just now. We've confirmed the 2 bar here already. So this was on hold. Of course, this had played out 2 weeks ago. So on today when I was looking at this, I was like, okay, we are below this line. Maybe we are going down. But then I paid attention later before the start of the day. I was like, wait a minute, this here also is also a bullish expansion. Of course, not the best, but it's a type 2, so it might need, sorry, it's a type 1, so it needs one below. I thought it was a type 2, apparently, but I was wrong. So I was looking at this too, and I was like, all right, if this is a if this is a bearish expansion, sorry, I said bullish, and there is also a bullish expansion here, and then I placed my price a line here, like all right, if it fails, price might come down here. And but on the daily I wasn't getting so much feedback. I wasn't sure, so I was like, all right, leave the daily and then just go on to the hourly. And on the hourly it was the same thing. I wasn't really seeing anything peculiar. This line is the start of trading day for me. I saw that on the hourly, the trade already played out if I was going to play Asia, because this was the only, so before I go too much, so if we just analyze it, this is the bearish expansion, type 1 for me, when I say type 1, please, this is not from Keyshaw, this is just my own way of identifying them, with the FEG and bags and stuff. Then I saw this little one here, and I was like, all right, um, this is also one that I could buy, but it already played out before I came to the charts. Before 8, I was thinking, okay, what else was on the chart? There was also this one, this type 2. So this is type 2, this is type 2. So both of them, they are expansions. They fulfill the definition of expansion, even though they have 2 candles only, but they do not have an FEG in them. So for me, they are type 2 expansions, but this is a bearish one. So this in type 2 expansions, I want just like the 2 bar theory. So we close, if it's a bearish one, we close the open of it, and we CST this last candle and we buy it, and I exit at the top of this range. So my target is very simple, is here. And in this instance, we have this. This would have been a loss if I was taking it on the hourly, but this will have been the exit out of it. And before 8 o'clock, I was like, okay, nothing else on the 1 hour. The 1 hour I played, so I knew I was going to play 5 minutes or 1 minute today. So my idea is, if I see a structure, if we are within a 1 hour structure for the day, then I'm playing the 1 hour structure as my direction. If I have no 1 hour structure, because the next thing I wanted is, based on this very big expansion, if we are going up, we already had a 2 bar here, confirmation of this low, but this has an FEG in it, so I need an OB as part of the row. This is my OB. So until we close above, until we CS to this 1 hour candle, on the 1 hour, I am not bearish, I'm not bullish, I just remain. I'm just playing M5 and stuff, or unless we go further down. But I'm not bearish too on the 1 hour, and I'm not bullish until this. So coming to 5 minutes. On the 5 minutes, I'll switch to my pre. So sorry, I've not journaled. That's why I still have this. My chart is still messy. I've not saved the link, so excuse but me. But we'll go from left to right. So let's say I was playing Asia, and I didn't have. Of course, I play one. And I'm playing one chart, I'm not combining. So on the 1 hour, I already know that. I think on the 1 hour, we had the first with the bearish stuff. So you want to buy, maybe. But sometimes, since it's mechanical, I stick to one time frame sometimes, because I see this as a scalping or whatever it is. So we had this bullish, the bearish expansion. It has an FEG in it. I need an OB. So once again, the rules are simple. If we have a type 1, it needs an OB and a 2 bar confirmation. And the 2 bar confirmation is just we want to close above the open of the last candle in the expansion. That's just what 2 bar means. So a 2 bar, we add it here. But sometimes what I've noticed and I've shared in the time is, this confirmation of this, sometimes a 2 bar is confirmed, the direction is confirmed, you buy. Sometimes you have the whole B before confirmation of this direction. There are different ways it forms. I've said I'll share it, but I keep forgetting. I would share what I've seen. I think there are 4 ways I've seen that the OB in relation to the 2 bar might form. So in this instance, we have this. We didn't have the whole B, so I'm not playing this yet. Then we have this bullish expansion, FEG. It had this OB, but it has a 2 bar confirmation on this line. So we confirm the whole B before the 2 bar. In this instance, we have a 2 bar before we confirm the whole B. So 2 bar just means, again, a close below the open of the last candle in the expansion. So we have that here. Where do I want to buy? I want to sell on this 5 minutes expansion. This is its OB. I want to sell when price gets back to this OB after confirming this. So if I leave this here, in validation, I put it here, but I will be tracking it also, because I use negative out. I look for 20 points. I take things off. I'm very aggressive in it, but I'm also monitoring. But on this point, why is my stop here? And I'm not, I use big stops really. Actually, to say the truth, I do not use stops actually, but I'm trading and I'm looking at my screen, so I pay attention. But most times it's big because I'm looking for a close. Why? This guy is also an expansion. It's also a bearish expansion. For this guy to be in play, we have to have a 2 bar. It happened there. We've already had this OB here. We've already confirmed it, but if you not add this 2 bar here, after this, then I can buy and target this. That I can do. But because I'm in a short and price can weak and not even confirmed it. So at this point, I'll be paying attention seriously to whatever is going on if I was in this trade. Of course, I'll be managing it, but I'm in drawdown. I wouldn't know how I will have played it, but apparently it's going to have been a loss, I believe, or not, because we didn't close above this. But it doesn't matter if it's a loss or not. After that, we have this 1 year too. So this is an expansion too. I look at everything. OB, we confirmed it. Buy this OB, exit at the high of the range. I'm not too ambitious. 20 point high of the range, good. This is in play, and sometimes I hedge my position. I'm only playing the setup. At the end of the day, it's like cumulatively they work. So after this happens, that goes down. This was pre-market, so I'm looking at only the trades that I looked at ahead. We had this guy, they both need an OB. This guy had it here. Price comes back here. I didn't buy this, I bought this, I exited at the high here. But this was my last trade before coming up. That's a lie. This trade's here. For the short expansion, this is type 2. There is no FEG inside this expansion. So the CSD here solved this. And that was why I was able to hold this more. So when I see other things playing out, it allows me to hold. Additionally, I didn't see this, but this is there. It's under bullish expansion. I don't see everything in real time, but I try my best to see as much. It has an FEG in it. It needs an OB. After confirming the close below this OB, CS is selling to this. I'm selling into this. This is also one. My stop is bigger here, but a close above all this, a close above all this, I will close everything. So, and I'm just scalping. In this instance too, we had these two of them, these two guys. Oh, sorry, this guy and this guy, or maybe this one alone. OB. With CSD, we already confirmed the 2 buy here already, and I closed somewhere here, and I was like, okay, if we close below, because this is also another expansion, bullish expansion. So if this is a bullish expansion, we closed above it here. So this is the OB. However, we have not had a 2-bar confirmation. So once the 2-bar was confirmed here, I felt the market wanted to sell, and so I closed my longs from here. I didn't enter a short because I didn't get the opportunity, but that was it. And then how did I said I took a massive loss. Then again, I was like, okay, before market open, which I broke a rule, because most times I do not like to trade before this because of things like this. Doesn't happen always, but sometimes you can have I think it was 125 points, or almost 175 point drop for equities open for the first 5 minutes. What was I looking at? I was like, wait a minute, this inside this, there was this type 1 inside. So we've not returned to it, but actually we had CS to this, we had taken this, so I should not be in this trade. And so I put another entry here. And I put another entry here, but now that I'm seeing it, I should not have been. So one, I broke my rule of not trading before 8:30. If I'm going to trade properly, pre-8:30 is just small sizes or demo. I put it here, and now, so I broke that rule and I saw this, and that was not supposed to be, but what happened? This happened. I do not close at this, so no stop loss. And this went against me very well. Very, very well. The only thing that saved me today was because I was breaking my rules, I used half of my risk here normally. This did not do any dent on my account because it was just a personal account, but this is not a problem. And when this happened, Shish was had mentioned that he wanted to buy to sell. So how did I first start my recovery? Instantly, since 5 minutes was very big, I saw that this 5 minutes candle was a big expansion. I bought this first. Why? This was, if I come back here, this was this daily stuff I was tracking. I said it was a type 2, but it was not. So I bought this, exited here. I made massive positions because I was trying to recover this first. I bought this, so I would go to a clean chart just to show what I did rather, gradually. So we could, okay, I cannot delete this because we have the 5-minute analysis here. So 1 minute. So under 1 minute, we had this, I bought. So we had this in order to recover this. This is just something I've seen happen. Of course, everybody knows this. So the same principle, buy the 2 bar, because I already had the level that I wanted to buy initially that I was looking at. So exited there on this, no pants, exited. Just 2 entries. Why was I also not very very ambitious with my TP? So there we start. No FEG, type 2. So this is bullish. We want to sell type 2. We close there. Once we close there, add the partials that was there. Once we close there, closed it manually, of course, or it maybe took me out. Sold instantly. Sold here, exited here. Sold, exited for 20 points. Sold again when price came back here, exited here. I wasn't holding because, like I said, I'd suffered losses. So I was trying to make it back. Let's see if I was able to, just to give you an idea. Of course, I caught it early. So if I entered here and this went against me and stopped here, that is 129 points. I needed to make 129 points again. So in this instance, I believe here I made 60 because it was 30 points each. So 2 positions exited. I didn't get this, of course, because of spread, but 32 positions, 30. So I was up by 60 again. That's to manage, just to show the madness. Here was I entered here, 20 points, I think. 2 positions, 2 times. That was 40, 100. So I'm down 20 points for the day, at least on that account. And then I started scalping like a maniac, if I can say. Why? Kish. So this is my reference, this candle, this bearish one. 1 minute, but it doesn't matter. This was the whole and I sent into the group when Kish was saying, when would you want to buy? Of course, people bought this, which was the same thing I did that is totally valid. For me, this, like I said, we need this 2 bar, so we need a close above the open of the last candle in the expansion and an OB if you have an FEG in it. So I only placed 1 entry here, but that was on a different account, and that was, I actually didn't feel too comfortable with that because that was me breaking my rules again for the day, and I didn't like that. But why not? But once it was here, bought here, and my target was going to go higher. What was I thinking? Started paying attention. Bearish expansion. We closed below this. I bought this again, and I know it looks small. Exited here. 2 positions, 22 points. Now I'm back at B for the day. And let's come back to this position here. This exited one at 50 points. So you're up 50 points for the day. And I was holding the rest. And then I was tracking it. All these bullish expansions, nothing was happening. So we are paying attention up until this. So I saw, okay, there might be a problem with feed or not. Was there? Okay, no, not. Wait a minute. This expansion, it has an FEG in it. It's bullish, but if it has an expansion, we need it already confirmed this one here. So it has an OB. OB was here, and I was like, you close below this, I'll cut my longs. It came very close. Like, this is just ego to not close everything 7 points or 8 points from here and come back to give off 30, almost 40 points. But yeah, that's also going to the journal, but it's just ego. But close it there. And what happened next? So if this is an expansion, this is an OB, I wanted to sell this. I sold this, actually. I think I sold it somewhere here and exited here. But I'm already up for the day because from here to here was already 80 something, 80 points out there. I think it was about 75 points that I caught. And so we started again bullish. So this is also a bullish one. Additionally, I also sold here. Why? This is a bad. I know that we are in this new stuff, this expansions and FPG, it's really nice, but it made me forget other stuff. So really paying attention. This is a bag. Once we had this, so allow this, like I usually type, allow this rejection. Look for your entry fractal. My entry fractal is a 2-bar. We confirm the 2-bar on this. I sold here and I sold at the high of the candle that confirmed this. So 2 entries was here, 2 entries was there. I was selling into my head sell. So I got, I think on the top one will have been, I think it was about 50 points or not. I wrote it in the group, whatever I got, it doesn't matter. But sticking to the principle of that, expansion, OB confirmed it, exit here. So and I look for the worst case scenario. So I entered on this candle somewhere here and exited here. Nothing more. So we are tracking that. So this is gone. This was the next one. That's an FUG. This was his OB. I needed to confirm this 2-bar here. It did. It returned here to this guy here. I was looking for this minimum target. I got a loss on this candle. Didn't overthink it. Why? Bearish expansion ended here. OB. So I would borrow this. OB is always the arrow. This was here. So I was like, once we confirm this OB and confirm this 2, where we already confirmed this 2, but I want to confirm this OB, then I don't want to be in a short again. So it went against me by 28. I'm okay with that. I'd rather this happens than get stopped by a week and the trade still goes over. No problem. I was also tracking something below there. This expansion. This expansion has no FEG in it, so we could buy this. When I was seeing it in real life, I didn't see this, but I opened it up like, okay, that's a loss. So I'll have taken a loss if I saw it because I didn't see that. But in my real-time trading, once I saw this was going and I wanted to go up, I bought this again because this lost, but this confirmed it again, and I entered. But it was a risky buy, but with less risk. Or even if it was with full risk, it doesn't matter. Bought this, exited at the high. So this was covering my loss here. But let's say you didn't even do that. This expansion, I'll change it correctly to the bearish. So this is bearish, this is the OB, price runs up, comes back to it, bought it back, exited at these highs on this candle. So just trusting, I like type 1, I like ones that are big. Additionally, even though I exited here, by the principle, this guy is still playing up. Also, where I think on the 5 minutes, we came back into a bag here, if I'm not wrong, but just sticking to the 1 minute for now. Nothing special again. Push, push, push up. I didn't see anything to buy or sell because this is an expansion. It needs an FEG here. Sorry, it needs an OB. So the next thing was this expansion. We have this this one here. Oh, sorry. It had an FEG. So I need an OB. It gave me a CSD this buy, exit at this high. Yeah. I bought this. I bought also at this low. Why? This is a bag. Price was coming. This is a candle that closed above this big one. Key shares you're allowed to buy. You can buy the CSTF this again up if you truly believed in your lungs. And I did. Additionally, this candle was tapping. I also bought this Y bag. No pants, taps into it, bought this mechanically. Why was I confident to buy? Because this is an expansion. That has an FEG, it needs an OB. So I was targeting that I would take everything off here and I'll take everything off here. When it got here, I just closed everything. I wasn't, or yeah, when it got here, I closed everything. I wasn't waiting for this. And that was the end of the day. Of course, this expansion comes here, you would have, it will have, if you entered here, you would not have gotten below here. But this is 28 points. This is something that gives 20 points very well. And I'm satisfied with 20 points. Why? Because the market is not going to always be this volatile and having big numbers where 100 points it's like nothing. But I get it. So, and I think that was the end of my day before I asked us to come on the call. And it continues like that. Another expansion. It has an FEG, OB, confirmed. We already confirmed this. Buy this, exit here. Nothing. And that is NAS, because sorry, this is not for me too. I do this. In the last week, I showed that we played the hourly. This was the Friday hourly candle, hourly expansion, OB, confirmed it, sold at this low, sold at the 50%, exited out the positions. When I woke up this morning, I saw that we confirmed this. This had been there since Tuesday because we wanted to buy something here. So I was buying mechanically with a limit. And I was like, I did not want a closure here to lose confidence. So when I woke up and I saw that we had closed below this was a sell, exited here. But this expansion, this is OB2, this is happening. So there's a buy, there's a sell. I'm called Barnabas. My friend, he trades different strategy on the 15-minute that confirmed for him. And if this he's in Asia, so he's on Asia session, so he's asleep. If this hits, I'm supposed to call him. On gold, it's just still the same last week. This is also gold using the same principle, 1 hour, I believe. Yeah, this is 1 hour stuff. And I just use it. I'm still dismissed me, but it doesn't matter. And sorry, I didn't see. So I use this everywhere. It just works. It's good for scalping. It's expansion comes here, expansion ends here. On this instance, there was something else I was looking on the 5 minutes, so this gave me extra confidence. It was not the perfect OB, but there was something else I was looking at on the 5 minutes for GJ and for GU rather. And once I saw it, I just paid attention into it. Of course, there are other things like bags and stuff there too, but it is what it is. But coming back to NASDAQ, this is what I do. This was why on the chart. And if I go to my 1 minute chart, I think it's on this. No, wrong chart. Yeah. So I showed you this. I showed you this. We bought this. We exited here. Partials here for this one. We exited here. We sold this. We sold this. We took a loss on this. We bought this. We bought this again. This is a type 2, no FEG, confirms here. This was my last trade for the day. Price came back here, exited here for 23. That was it. Bullish expansion. Oh, and I saw this. Okay, damn it, I saw this. Sorry, this was my last trade for the day. But why am I buying this? Oh, okay, I see. I will just delete this for a minute. Type 2 confirms here. buy this exit. Yeah, 13 points, 2 positions, 26. If not, I was still targeting this. I still wanted this, so I would have gone for 20 or this top here. But this was the first thing, and I left this. I took something here before the call, and or maybe it was during the call, I don't know. And I had an alert set here. I put my SLA and it went up, but I'm just going to put this here. So even if this is 63 nights, so on these 2 positions is almost 100 points adding this, and that's all. That's just that's what I do. And sorry, and thanks for coming, but this is just my review and that I post in my journals just for myself. So even after taking this massive loss on the 5 minutes because of the principle to hold for this, no stress. And even if I didn't see all of this, I would not have stressed. This is just the cost of it's just I made the error, and I think it was because I was on this chart, but this is not my primary. Or I made the error of not seeing this trade already won. So this is and that can happen. That was a human error, but it doesn't matter. But believe more in this. Of course, on the 5 minutes, do we have any trade? I believe I saw one. I saw, what's his name again? Was just a minute. I do not know his name again. Yes, I think it's either which it was trying to buy on the 5 minute chart, and it stopped that he had a bigger entry. But if we switch to a 5 minute and we use the same principle, sorry, I'm trying to see which one I can clear up. It doesn't matter. I can just go to a different feed. On the 5 minutes, expansion, FEG needs something. This needs something. This is the first one that didn't need anything. Type 2. Confirm this by this. If you add bigger targets, like say this bag there, then you're going for this bag here. But if not, this is still very good. That's 5 points. Same thing here. We confirm this here, but it comes back here. I know if I was trading on the 5 minutes, I would buy anything from the top of this week down there. Buy, but it doesn't matter, not because it's playing out. But even if I didn't buy it, comes into the OB, but just this week. Also with the last candle, just this week. I don't do this. I don't do that. I don't know how to do that. So I would not say I would have done that, but I would just buy depending on my feeling. Also, this is this. So I'm allowed to buy this. So I'll buy into this, and maybe on the 1 minute there's something inside. Actually, based on that principle, no, but based on this, maybe this would also miss me. Maybe I might buy it here. I don't know. But yeah, nothing special here. So maybe this is closed above OP, comes back into this. This is 44 points, and if you are looking at the 5 minutes, so if you are losing 5 minutes and you're balancing it, you don't want to. Of course, you might be thinking it wants to go down, but 44 points, 40. This is a lot. So yeah, that's what I do. Really, I'm a mechanical trader, and I look for the easiest thing that for me. Today's works. Last week Friday wasn't the best, but it worked too. But some days I enjoy. But this is a thing. If I use risk management well, I know it goes well. And that's why I was asking earlier. Anybody who has any resource on proper risk management, because point trading is a new thing for me. So I still use a lot of negative R. I don't have a problem with negative R. But I want to also know how to size properly, how to do things more properly, because this is exciting, but it's also exhausting to be on the 1 minute a lot. But on the 5 minutes, if you played the 5 minutes today, like we saw, you would have avoided this. you will have, even if you didn't play before Asia and you played after 8 o'clock because you're following the rules, you would have had, I would have had one trade here, which I was showing, maybe wrong chart. This guy, I'll have had just this singular trade, but here, exited here, or if it's my first trade for the day, I am definitely exiting here, partials, buy this again with whatever I've made here, and exit here. Or if I did not, this was 30 and it even went as high as almost 50 points. So who knows what I will have done. But I want to believe I'll be targeting no pants, bags, one trade, and I'm done for the day. That's all. So I hope you guys, I hope this was helpful or not. I don't know. And of course, these are the type I do not like, where this has not happened, but this has happened. But if you are very bullish, you can sort of set it. But I don't trade that way. I wait for everything to form before I enter. And the principle is there even on, I think on the, this is BTC. Of course, this is just tracking and adding positions. This expansion OB enters it, return into it, buy. This middle one is on the 1 hour. Old bag, 2 bar theory, buy on the daily. On the hour, there was something here on the 1 hour or 4 hour, I think, for that small trade. Yeah. And this one already, I was extending my idea. Expansion, FEG, OB, confirm the OB. We need a confirmation of this. This was, sorry, we already confirmed it here because I knew this one. This OB, buy, exit here. So this after this was the trade, but I wanted a bigger target, and so I left this and did what, more than 2 times of what I want before it failed. And then now we are into this, and this isn't drawdown, but I think on the daily, if I'm not wrong, I'm also tracking the invalidation. Something I don't know what this means yet. So yeah, that's all